thank you very much to the administration, who's very nervous right now that I'm talking. The teachers, how are you? Skip your classes. But you know what? I was very shocked, I'll be very honest, when they asked me to do this, because I was like, why me? What do I, you know? And then they're like, listen, we've heard you, you can't swear. And then I was like, really, why me? And then they were just like, well, talk, that's what you do. And all right, so here goes. It's going to be very different, and some of the parents may be very upset with me. But in all honesty, I knew at a very young age this is what I wanted to do. And by what I wanted to do, I didn't want to wear a black dress and sit under hot lights that I should have worn a kilt, is what I'm saying. There would have been a breeze and I would have felt better. But my point is this. I knew at 15 that what I wanted to do was entertain. And I loved listening to stand-up comedy, I loved watching stand-up comedy, and that's what I wanted to do. And as the oldest son of Jewish educators, go tell them that, guess what? I'm gonna go tell jokes. I remember, actually, I did not tell my parents. I was doing amateur night, and I'd be like, hey, can I borrow the car? She goes, where do you go every Wednesday? And I said, oh, I go to the Comedy Nest. She says, oh, you're the doorman? And I said, no, I'm actually on stage. She said, really? You're funny? And then that was, I wish that wasn't true, but it's true. And it's hard because, but at the end of the day, I heard my parents say, I hope maybe you become a teacher like us. Maybe you become a doctor. Maybe you become a lawyer. Maybe you become an accountant. And maybe that's good for you guys, but that's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to live my dream. Dreams are a wonderful thing. That's what I'm going to tell. And I'm going to talk to the graduates, because the parents, you're going to hate me on this one. Do what you want to do. Your parents, at the end of the day, they'd be like, listen, come into the family business. Become a doctor, become a lawyer. If that's not your dream, don't do it. Do what you want to do. Dreams are amazing things, because we all dream at night. There's nightmares. Those aren't dreams. Right? Nightmares is not living out your dream. That's the nightmare. The nightmare is waking up in 40 years from now going, I could have been. That's the one thing I remember. Never say I could have been. Always look and said, I tried. For a while I was, but I could have been. That's just wrong. And you know what? At the end of the day, if you're doing something, eventually your parents will love you for it. Why? They love you because you're their children. And if they don't, look if you're adopted. It's the truth. It was an awkward moment. But they're going to love you because you're happy. And at the end of the day, parents just want to see their children happy. Nothing makes a parent happier than having a child happier. I know that because now my parents are my biggest fans. And there's nothing better than going out onto a big stage and seeing your mom and dad, sitting stage side going, oh, that's my son. He swears a lot, but that's my son. And because I live my dream, dreams lead to fantasies. We've all had those. I don't want to get into them. 38, some of the fantasies I have walking by your school in the summer. Anyway, my point is, listen to me, you know what I'm talking about. Fantasies are an amazing thing because they're an extension of dreams. And because I live my dream, I got to live out some fantasies. I remember going to the movies every Sunday with my mother and my grandmother. And then all of a sudden one day I'm on a movie set and I have my own trailer and I'm like, this is not real. This is a dream. Oh, it's real. Sadly, some of the movies are really bad, but it's a dream. And I got to go to places I never thought I'd go to. And I got to meet people I never thought I'd get to meet and call friends. They mentioned Afghanistan. I have the utmost respect for the men and women in the Canadian military. And yeah. And if I wasn't living out my dream, I never would have gotten to spend time with these men and women where they work, their office, which is halfway around the world in an awful, and the conditions are just terrible. But I got to live that out. I get to travel and see big cities, small cities, and I meet a lot of interesting people. That's what dreams are all about. And that's what you guys should do. And no matter what you do, there's only one thing I wrote down on my paper here. I carried it around to make them think that I did some work on it. You gotta look prepared, no? But whatever you choose to do it well. Do it with pride, walk tall. And there's a quote by Martin Luther King Jr. that I had the opportunity to meet his son, and his son quoted the father, and this is my favorite quote, and it goes, "If a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets even as Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. He should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will pause to say, here lived a great street sweeper who did his job well." Do that. Take pride in what you do. I'll tell you one last thing that I think, because again, when they invited me, I didn't realize that, half the city graduates in one day. You all come up to get a diploma, and you can do this online now. You know that? There's like webcams and stuff. So yeah, we'll be here till Thursday. I'm ordering pizza, vegetarian, don't worry, taking care of it. Not all the days if you do live out your dreams, not all the days are glorious. I remember when I first started off, you're riding a bus going from Sudbury to Thunder Bay. Good times. And you got to remind yourself, this is a dream, this is a dream. But I sat next to a gentleman on the bus who started talking to me, which is rare because I don't like when people talk to me on a bus because it's a little creepy. But he was an older gentleman, and he was just very wise. I guess he had traveled a lot. And at the end, as he left, he goes, "I wish you enough." And I had no idea what that meant. And I was going to say I ran, but you're looking at me now. I trotted. I walked briskly. And I said, "What do you mean by I wish you enough?" And he said, "I wish you enough of anything you want. If it's enough love, have enough love. If it's enough money, it's enough money. Whatever enough is for you, I wish that upon you. That's what I wish upon you. To all the graduates and their family, I wish you enough." Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Joey, and I think we need to consult see if you're getting the grade, but we'll make a decision right on the spot. Well, so we would like to give Joey a token of our appreciation for his constant support of Dawson since 2006.